Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for another Positive Spin. Today we're going to be talking about the much hated 2022 remake of Firestarter. Um, I don't get it, guys. I really don't. I feel like I watched a different film. Everybody crapped on this movie, and I don't get it. Let me explain how this came about, and I'll get into yeah, why we're even doing a positive spin of a fantastic movie. Okay. The original Firestarter I saw when it came out when I was young, and while I liked it, it was never one of my favorite Stephen King films. I like Drew Barrymore in it. I kind of like George C. Scott in it, even though he plays a kind of a creepy character at times. But I I've always thought it was too long. It was one I never revisited very often. I've probably watched it a total of maybe 3 or 4 times in my lifetime because it's so long. It's boring. It's it's just too drawn out. They spend too much time at the shop. It's just and the shop is the government agency that kind of created them. Ugh. I don't want to compare films, but it's going to be very difficult in this one because this is a remake, almost a direct remake from the original. But I'm going to try to leave that behind. I just don't understand why this got so much hate. This is everything I wanted in a Firestarter movie. Everything I wanted. 2 hour runtime is too much. Drew Barrymore is whiny. I like her in it, but she's whiny. And like I said, they spend way too much time at the shop. Way too much time. I don't know. They cut this down to an hour and I think it was like 34 minutes, which is perfect. The pacing is brilliant. But let me get into my positive spin on this because I'm kind of pissed off, to be honest. I don't understand why people automatically hate something like this. They did everything I love with a remake. They took the source material. First of all, they shortened it because the other one's boring. And they did something different with it. They actually had the courage to do something a little different with it. I just don't get it. Anyway, yeah, sometimes I think I'm watching a different film than other people. I don't know. But anyway, um the shorter runtime is my first love with this. Because like I said, the other one is boring. Gratuitous nudity right away with the birth of Charlie. Um, it's just something silly. I really like the cast. Zac Efron as Charlie's dad. Um, really good. Really good. I like that Carpenter does the music, and the freaking score is amazing. I don't understand why people aren't talking about it. It's great. Maybe people don't know that Carpenter actually did the music, but it's great. Oy vey. I like that the fact that and I'm going to be comparing them. I can't help it. In the original, the guy was, I mean, I liked her dad in the original too. I think his name is Brian Keith. I could be wrong about that. But I like that he was, um, in this one, Zac Efron played her father, and the fact that he was trying to help people quit smoking and stuff like that. And you find out why as before that fact. Um, it seemed like her dad in the original was always trying to con people. But I'm not saying he didn't have a reason. I'm just saying. I like Zac Efron a lot better as her dad. I like that they can't have Wi Fi or cell phones. so that the shop can't track them. I thought that was a really smart thing to do to bring it up to date. Um, it really impressed me. I also liked how the mother won't use her powers. I thought that was an interesting part of the film because you do get a lot more of the mom, and I'm sure I wrote that down too. But I thought it was a wasted. It was wasted to have Heather Locklear in the original Firestarter and really not use her that much. She's hardly in it. Um, uh, as a matter of fact, I'm just reading it now. More of the mom. I mean, it was. I thought the mom was kind of um, realistic. She wasn't overly pretty. She was just like a regular mom, and I thought that was realistic. And it kind of scruffied Zac Efron up so he doesn't look like the one all the girls love. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that Rainbird might have been the most interesting in this film. And a lot of that has to do with later on and in the end. And I don't want to give that away. I really don't. Because I feel like a lot of people really haven't seen this film and commented on it anyway. And I hate that. The little girl does a good job as Charlie. I thought she did a fantastic job. I like the somber tone that the movie takes. Not that the original didn't have it, but this one just has something bad's going to happen around every corner. And it does. When Charlie uses her powers, it's awesome. It's done really well. I thought in the original it was done well as well, but I, CGI and everything, they did a really good job with it. The acting is great, absolutely fantastic in this. I like, I can't remember his name, Kurt something, Red Foreman. That's the only thing I remember him as is Red Foreman. I'm trying to think of the guy's name, Kurt something. But he was really good in it too. You don't get enough of him. I mean, that would be a complaint, but I'm trying to be honest with my feelings in this. But I did like his part in it. I like the lenses that they put in the eyes that block the power. I thought that was creative, and I thought it was done really well. I like how Charlie also has more powers. Now, in the original, of course, they just went with the pyrokinetics. In this one, they show how she inherited both her parents' powers. Of course, that's a spoiler. I don't want to spoil things, but it's kind of hard to do in positive spin because you're talking about things you liked about it. And that's one of the things I really liked. I liked how they explored her having more powers and her developing them as the movie goes along. They do show it fairly early in the film for those who have seen it. But again, I will say, I don't understand why people hate this. I just don't get it. Um, and in fact, I'm kind of disgusted about it. I understand if you don't like remakes. If you don't like remakes, you don't like remakes. There's really nothing anyone can do about that. I think it's kind of closed minded, but if you don't like remakes, that's fine. But this, in my opinion, is better in every single way. Shorter runtime, better acting, better use of the pyrokinetics, in my opinion. Less time at the shop. Because the shop, I mean, in the original is boring. I mean, you spend 45 minutes having her go through these stupid tests and the janitor coming in and trying to make friends with. It's just dumb and boring. And I just don't get it. Check it out. If you guys are even slightly moved by the things that I said, check this movie out. Don't listen to everybody else, because I did, and that's why I didn't watch it for a long time. Because I listened to people constantly crap on this movie. Don't listen to people. use your own brain, figure it out for yourself, and give this movie a shot. Go in with it with knowing what the old one is about, but then, trying to be open minded as well. Or don't. It's up to you. Don't forget to check out Joe's Positive Spin for Firestarter. And if you like what you see and hear, blah, 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 blah. Peace.